Welcome to this free goal setting webinar. I am happy to be your host today. Thank you for registering and thank you for following the respective steps. There were 4 steps that I mentioned that we needed to follow to be a part of this particular session. And today, having watched a video about the 7 commandments of goal setting, we are going to be practical today. And we're going to be talking about how to achieve any goal. My name is Gbenga, Asaolu. Like you see here, I'm a certified goal success life coach from the Transformation Academy. I'm an award-winning speaker, I'm an executive, I'm a life coach. I'm on a mission to equip individuals to peak performance and improve personal effectiveness using evidence-based life coaching methodologies and tools. I'm the co-founder of Pace Leadership Network. You will notice that the emails you've been receiving has been from the Pace Leadership Network. I'm the author of the book titled Peak Performance Capsules. I hope you have a life-transforming moment with me in the next few minutes or an hour. The 7 steps goal achievement methodology is what I'm going to be sharing with us before we go into the action exercises. And we start this journey. I want you to get your writing pad. I want you to have an unlimited thinking capacity. I want you to explore, and I really want you to continue to expand your mind, release and free your spirit. Don't be restricted in any way, because what is going to happen to you is going to be transformational. Many years ago, I had an encounter with this methodology, even before I became certified to teach it. And it radically changed my mind and it changed my story. I read the book Goals by Brian Tracy. But because of the things I practicalized that worked for me, I had to search deeper. And from my experience, from all the things I've gathered, I have found out that the very first step for you to achieving any goal you set in your life, I don't know any kind of goal you want to achieve. The first thing is for you to decide exactly what you want. So the question is, what do you want? What do you want to become? Who do you want to become? What do you want to achieve? Which kind of life do you want to live? What do you want to own? How many people do you want to impact? What legacy do you want to leave behind? You need to decide exactly what you want. Because if you don't know where you are going, any road will lead you there. So you need to be clear. Clarity is one of the most important secrets of greatness. You need to be clear in your mind, in your head, and in your spirit. What do you want? What do you want your life to look like? Who do you want to become? That is the first step when it comes to achievement of goals. So decide now what you want. Ask yourself, why am I here? What is my essence? What brings me joy? What joy do I give people? What makes me come alive? What is that thing that makes me to come alive? You need to decide that as we pursue this goal of this road of goal setting. That is the step number 1. What do you want? The step number 2, once you are clear with what you want, you need to now document it. About a research has been done, some universities, and even most especially by Harvard, and published in Harvard Business Review some years back, that 83% of the people, they do not have goals. I want to believe that before you make it to this particular webinar, you already have your goals. So you are not part of the 83% of people who do not have goals. But there are 14%, they have goals, but the goals are in their heads. They did not write it down. Those people, they have some measure of success. Research has shown that, in fact, they are 10 times more successful than those people who do not have a goal. But there are some select set of people. They are only 3% of the entire population in the world. In your profession, in your career, in any area you find yourself, there are some 3% of people who write down their goals, and they are 30 times more likely to succeed compared to those people who don't have goals. And even more than 30 times likely to succeed compared to those people who have their goals in their head. You need to write your goals. The previous webinar already taught us how we should write our goals by following the principle of SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, reliable, and time-bound. The third step to achieving any goal is that you need to be willing to pay the price. It is just the law of sowing and reaping. It is not the law of reaping and sowing. No, it is the law of sowing and reaping. Whatever you sow, that's what you reap. If you sow big, you reap big. If you sow small, you sow small. You reap small. You have to put in before you can get out. You have to give before you can receive. You have to plant before you can harvest. You have to pay the price before you enjoy the reward that comes with it. You need to pay the price to win the prize. You need to give it the time to get the reward and the dividends. The first one, can you still remember? Second one, can you remember? The third point. So the first one is for you to decide what you want to become, where you want to go. The second one is for you to write it down. The third one is for you to be willing to pay the price, have the desire to achieve that your most desirable goal. The step number 4 is not enough for you to have a desire. You need to make a detailed plan. You need to have a plan of what you want to achieve. So, for example, if you want to become a billionaire, how do you intend to become a billionaire? You need to be ready to provide services or sell a good that about 1 million plus will buy, or 1 billion people will buy. For example, there's a popular actress who has just broken the record of the highest grossing movie in the Nigeria movie industry. Even BBC reported yesterday that this is the first Hollywood movie to scale 1.1 million US dollars. I've known her for a very long time. While she was still a teenager, acting I Need to Know series, she went into the mainstream of Nollywood, eventually became a director, and started, by the analysis, if the movie ticket in theater was 5,000 Nigerian naira, she has sold tickets worth 200,000. That was her plan, to at least ensure that 200,000 out of the 200 million Nigerians watch that movie at an average price of 5,000. That is how to become a billionaire. What are you selling? Are you an author? Can 200,000 people buy your book for 5,000 naira? Or can 1 million people buy your book for $1 or for 1,000 Nigerian naira? A plan of action gives you a track to run on. You need to have a detailed plan. I've only given you an example of a billionaire. Do you want to be a global keynote speaker? What is your plan? Have you joined a communication and leadership organization where you have opportunity to speak on a weekly basis or on a daily basis? You can't become a global speaker if you don't speak every time. The secret to become a global speaker is to speak all of the time. Let your voice be heard. Let people know you. Let's add value to people by the spoken word. A plan of action gives you a track to run on. My goal is to one day become a global speaker. I am on my track because I'm hosting webinars, I am accepting speaking invitations, I'm teaching people, I'm adding value. I am putting myself out there. I have a YouTube page that I'm loading content that people will see. People will see the value I bring. People will invite me. People across the shores of my country will see what I have to offer and what I carry on my inside. Have a detailed plan. I'm already working my plan. I hope you have a plan. The next one, which is test number 5, is for you to take action on your plan. It is not enough for you to have the desire. It is not sufficient for you to have a plan. A plan on paper is as dead as anything. You need to have implementation of the plan. Faith without work is dead. I want to become a global speaker, but I'm not taking any effort to speak and look for speaking opportunity. That is not having, or that is not taking an action on your action plan. Have an action plan, then take action on it. You want to become a billionaire. I'm sure maybe if you have not made $1 billion before, that's why you want to become a billionaire. But have you made 100,000 before? If not, how do you want to make 100,000 this year? Simple. We have 365 days. If you save 1,000 naira per day, you make 365,000. Your journey to becoming a billionaire begins today. Let's assume that we have 5 days that have gone. You are on the 6th day. If you save 1,000 every day, you will get 300, and by December 31st of this year, you will become a thousandaire. I know you want to become a billionaire. And if you have a very good source of income and disposable income, for you to test run your billionaire capacity, I mean, having your asset in such a way that it's not budgeted for, they're not going to be using for school fees in January, why don't you save 3,000 every day for the next 365 days? You'll be surprised. That's going to be 1 million. And then you become a millionaire by December 31st, 2024. You can become a billionaire by starting first, be a thousandaire, then be a millionaire, then look for what you can sell. What is it that you can sell? Can you sell a course? Can you design a coaching program that will reach out to 1 million people at 5,000 naira, Nigerian naira? All those things you need to think. You need to take action on your plan. And ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to let you know that you need to do something every day. Do something every day that brings you closer to your goal. If you want to be a global best-selling author, you don't have business spending 4 or 5 hours of your day watching football. Do you want to be a footballer or you want to be a global best-selling author? What you should be using your 5 hours that you're investing in watching football to do is to think, research, and document, because you want to publish. If your goal is to publish maybe 100 books before you are 70, have you published your first book? Have you published your second book? You can start this year by publishing your first book. Do you know that if you write 1 page per day, by December 31, 2024, you will have written 365 pages. If you save that your money that I told you about, you would have enough money to be able to publish your first 1,000 copy. And if you can get out your book by December 2024 and have a plan to sell those 1,000 copy for 5,000 naira, then you'll be making your first 500,000 by December 2024. Ensure that you do something every day that brings you closer to your goal. Take steps every day. Do not waste time on frivolities. Do not spend time on gossip or social media. Even if you're on social media, ensure that it's in line with your goal. For example, snippet of this recording, I'll be posting, promoting on social media, putting on YouTube, putting on Instagram, because I believe that it's going to add value to people. So whatever I'm doing this year would be every day, every step that I take will be in line with my goal. Hope you know that every day, in every way, you can keep getting better and getting better and getting closer to your goal. The final of the 7 steps of goal setting that I've shared with you now is to never give up. Quitters don't win. So if you want to win, you will not quit. So you need to decide in advance that no matter the matter, you will never quit. Because once you have started toward your goal has a capacity to come to pass. Somebody is saying to me, I'm 50, I'm 70, I'm 60, I'm 45, I'm 39, I'm 32. I want to let you know that you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. You are not too old to become that person you have always dreamed that you want to become. I have a couple of action exercises for us. I want you to grab your pen and your notepad. If you might want to do it on the computer, but I felt it's better if you are writing it down physically. The first thing I want you to do now, without limitations, I want you to have a dream list. Write down everything you would like to have in your life someday, exactly as if there's no limitation. What is that thing you want to? You want to deliver keynote speeches in Harvard, in Cambridge, in the United Nations General Assembly, in front of world leaders? Write it down. You want to become a billionaire and be able to give to charity? Write it down. You want to be able to sell 1 million copies of your book and become a best-selling author? Write it down. You want to build organizations, conglomerates that will have branches in about 3 continents, in the UK, in America, in Canada, in Africa? Write it down. You want to be able to empower and sponsor 1 million children and provide them with quality education? Write it down. You want to be a major financier of the United Nations one day and lend to nations? Write it down. You want to be able to become a kind of person that you will easily have access and get invitation from world leaders, African leaders, global leaders, European leaders. You want to be able to feature one day on CNN and discuss your ideas with them. You want to be able to give TED Talks across the world? Write it down. You want to be a part of the global innovation committee? You want to be selected as one of fellows at the global stage? You want to be a world changer? You want to do big things? You want to achieve great things? Write it down. There's no limitation. If you don't waste your thinking, don't waste your dreaming. If you are going to be dreaming eventually, don't dream small, dream big. If you are going to be thinking, why waste the thinking capacity when you can think great things? Think impossible things. When people hear what you are thinking and what you are dreaming, people will think you are crazy. Yes, because you are not the ordinary, you are extraordinary. I want to challenge you today. In this 2024, no grief for anybody. Dream wide. Write those dreams down. Those things that looks impossible. You want to be able to become a premium customer to the global banks. Write it down. You want to be able to travel to multiple countries without needing to apply for visas. You want to have the authority, the status to be able to travel around the world without applying for visa. You want the former self of being denied visa to be a thing of the past to you. Write it down. Don't limit your dream. By now, you should have 25 things you have written down. But don't forget, I asked the first question while we were discussing the 7 steps to achieving any goal. is that you need to decide what you want. Your dream list is a list of the things that you want about your life. You want to be able to not be under the prayer of 8 to 5. You want to have businesses and have MDs that report to you. Write it down. This dream list does not have a deadline. They are the things you want to achieve in your lifetime. So write it down. Excellent. I know by now your writing pad is full. Great. So can we move it a notch further and go to the next action exercise? From that dream list of yours, I want us to be able to couch out at least 10 goals that you would like to accomplish in this 2024. Mind you, I know you want to become a billionaire. You want to be able to have a product that 1 million people will buy at 1,000, or maybe have a product or sell a service that 5,000 people want to subscribe to. At 5,000, maybe 200,000 subscribe to it. But 2024 is just 1 year out of your lifetime ambition. I want us to start small. What can you actually achieve in 2024? I mentioned when I was talking about taking action. So look at those goals. So for example, if you're going to become a billionaire, let's start with you being a thousandaire or a millionaire this year, where you set aside on a monthly or a daily basis some savings in a mutual fund that will not be able to have access to it on December 31st. And mind you, your millions, you will not going to be having a budget for it. It's going to be strictly for investment and compounding interest, or using it to start up a business or to publish a product that will earn you more. So which 10 goals? Do you want to be fitter? You might want to track your numbers. Maybe you want to get your BP to be normal. You want to get your blood sugar to be normal. You want to be fitter, so you want to start maybe with 5 push-ups, and by December, you want to be able to do 20 or 40 or 50 or 60 push-ups. Have you identified the 10 goals? Excellent. So once you have the 10 goals, I would encourage you, identify one of those goals that will have the greatest positive impact on your life if you achieve it right now. Of all those 10 goals, there's one goal that if you achieve that one goal, your life will change forever. In fact, I will not recognize you. You will become you will start looking like the person of your dream. So write out that your most important goal on a separate page of your writing pad. Can we refine it to become measurable and then make it, let's have a deadline to it? This exercise, I tried with somebody. I met a guy in 2016 who was working and was earning about 60,000 Nigerian naira. That's about $60 a month. He was a supervisor in a very small organization. And then I asked him, he was complaining about how tiny the money was, that $60 was not, was unable to do anything for him. Although he was saying in a very rural environment where their rent was not even up to $1 per month. And I told him, you have someone you are supervising and that person earns 40,000. And that person is alive. The person has been earning maybe for like 1 year. So I told him that you can actually save 20,000 naira out of that your 60,000. I told him if you save 20,000 naira per month and live on just 40,000, assuming that you are your supervisee who earns 40,000, you would have saved 240,000 in a year, in one calendar year. That young man, I didn't know that he took more than the advice I gave to him. He actually started saving 40,000 Nigerian naira and then limited himself to 20,000 naira in 2016. His rent was about 3,000 Nigerian naira on a monthly basis. That was only for transport because it was in a rural environment, so he was able to trek, and then he spent only the remaining maybe on his feeding and the rest. 2 years down the line, this young man eventually got married while still on the job. It was months after he got married that he eventually changed his job to that bigger organization that used to fund them. I'm happy for him. He took action on the counsel that he got. He partook in this kind of exercise. Write out your most important goal on a separate page of that your writing pad. Make it measurable and set a deadline for its accomplishment. So when do you want to accomplish it in this 2024? How will we know that you have accomplished it? So if your goal is to save 600,000 Nigerian naira by November 30, 2024, that means you have 11 months to do that. How much will you save per month? How much will you save per week? How much will you save per? If you want to write and publish a book this year, you need to set a deadline. Is it October 31st, 2024? That means you need to at least write a chapter, complete a chapter every month. You need to look for a publisher who is ready to help you publish. Then you need to know how to host your book on Amazon. You need to have a plan to advertise the book, to be able to sell your book. You need to have a plan to launch it, who you want to help you review the book. If your goal is 30th of October, 2024, you need to start writing your book daily. Cut the time you spend on Netflix, on watching Arsenal and Man U, and begin to write. Because by October 31st, you need to publish that book. The fourth activity is for you to write a plan to achieve this goal. I've already touched on it. Some of the plans you need to implement to achieve those your goals. So what are all the things that you can think of that if you do it, this one goal, if that your ultimate goal is to secure a higher paying job by when? September 30, 2024. What do you have to do? You need to look for vacancies for that kind of position anywhere, everywhere. Be it Nigeria, be it beyond the shores of Nigeria, be it in the US, in the UK. You need to itemize what are the skills required for this, your new role. You need to come up with a tracker and a checklist. How many of these skills do I have? How many of the skills do I need to have by end of January, by end of February, by end of March, up till how many job applications must you send out? If you know that for every 10 applications you send out, you get 1 invite, then that means you need to send out about 100 to get 10 invites. Mind you, you will even get better by the time you start getting invites, because some of the insights you will gain will rub on your quality of the application. And even if you don't get the first job at the interview, if you don't get the second one, if you don't get the third one, I believe that as time goes on, you will become better. Don't forget that every day, in every way, seek to get better and better. Write down all your plan. If your goal is to get a higher paying job, write everything down. If your goal is to publish a book, write everything down. If your goal is to make ₦1 million by November 2024, write it down. How much must you make and save in January, February, March, April, May, June before you get to your November, if your goal is to deliver 20 paid speeches, then you need to start by writing the plans you need. What are you going to do? Are you going to have to develop a website? Do you need to develop a short brief on the things you speak about? Do you want to host the next MCVA award? What is that thing you want to do? The last but not the least of the 5 action plan is to take action. You know, about part of the 7th step is taking action. This activity now is for you to start taking action right from today. You're not waiting till tomorrow. If your goal is to publish a book, write and publish a book, a best-selling book this year, you need to start writing immediately after this call. Don't wait. If your goal is to become a project manager, then you need to start reading about project management, looking for project management certification, and then also seeking out project management roles in your desired organization. Never miss a day until you have achieved that your goal. I want to thank you for your patience. It's been an absolute pleasure walking you through the journey of achieving any goal that you might have set for yourself. I want to continue to connect with you. On X, which was formerly Twitter, my handle is Dr._Asaolu. On Instagram, I am at Dr. Gbenga Motivates. On Facebook, you can follow my Facebook page, Dr. Gbenga Asaolu. Thank you for listening. I hope you have gained something. If this has blessed you, I want you to do something. Part of your goal for this year should be how many lives you influence, how many people you blessed. You can copy the link of this presentation and share with people on your WhatsApp group. Share with everybody on your Facebook page. Share it everywhere. Let people write that through the information you shared with them, their life changed in 2024. 3 things can make a man to be great. First is clarity of your vision, your mission, and your goal. The second one is the quality of information. You can change somebody's life by sharing this information with them at no cost. Copy the link, share it on your social media handles, send it to people, use it to bless others. Then you need to be hardworking. Work on your goals every day. I think I've been an amazing presenter to you. I'm sure that after this session, your life will not remain the same. Something has shifted. Something is shifting. Something is coming up in you that is telling you 2024 is your year. I do not doubt it, that the year 2024 is going to be absolutely good to you. Thank you. And see you again on this channel.